So there is a slight change of plans for today. Rather than doing animal room bingo today, we're actually going to do it tomorrow. And today we're going to do a different activity called Chemistry is Colorful. So we have a couple materials for that. I'm sorry to give you this twist right now. I'll give you some time to collect them. For this activity,
you'll want physical office.
I think, Jen, you are unmuted. There you go. You'll need some markers of some different colors, and you'll need markers. You won't want crayons or colored pencils. You'll want either some paper towels. Elizabeth, would you mind putting these in the chat while we go?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. You'll want some paper towels or some coffee filters. Hey, Jacob and Jerome, we are having a slightly different activity today. So I'm going to go through the materials really quickly. Elizabeth's going to put them in the chat, but we already said we need magic markers. We need either coffee filters or paper towels. You'll want some water. Oop, I'm spilling water. You want some water, and if you have an eyedropper or a spritzer, that works, or you can just use a spoon. And then you might want, since I already spilled water, you might want a baking tray or even a big plate will work. Just that way you don't get water all over your table. Yeah, as a reminder, today we'll do Chemistry is Colorful. It is a really fun chemistry-based activity from our National Informal Science Education Network partners. That is a mouthful. So for today, I'm going to tilt my camera down a little bit. I'm going to start with a piece of paper towel. I've sort of folded it up, doubled it up a little bit, but like I said, you could use paper towel, or if you have some coffee filters, these work really well too. And we're going to start by picking some colors of marker. And you want to start by picking two different colors. You should not pick black. This is a special marker that we'll work with in a second, but you could pick two colors. I think it works really well if one of these colors is a primary color and one is a secondary. Can anyone remind us what a primary color is? Have you heard that term before? Nippon, I saw your hand go up. What's a primary color?
Oh, you have to unmute. There you go.
Is when two primary colors can mix to make a secondary color.
That is exactly right. So primary colors, when you mix two of them, you make a secondary color. And our primary colors are going to be red, blue, and yellow. And then a good example would be if you mix red and yellow, you get green. So I think picking one primary and one secondary is a nice example. So you could also, instead of green, you could use orange or purple. If you don't have all of those, that is totally okay. But I'm going to start, I'm going to use, let's see. I'm going to use
a bunch of people holding up their markers. That's great. Now this will work best with like washable markers. You can try it with some other types, but the washable markers do the best reactions with water.
That's right, yeah. And we'll see if you're working with something slightly different than what I have today. I would love to see how it turns out for you. So I'm choosing my primary color is red, my secondary color is green, and I'm going to make a circle sort of in the middle of my paper towel, but I'm going to make it by creating alternating dots of red and green. So I'll add a dot of red, and then I'll add a dot of green. My green's a little bit drier, and then I'll do red and green. I'm going to keep going around and making a circle. One more of green in between there. I sort of have a nice circle. It wasn't very even in the end, but that is okay. And this is a good design to start with.
All right, I see a lot of people still making their circle. That's totally great.
Awesome. That looks really nice, Lori's screen. I love that.
It's Ani, right?
Is that Ani? Great.
Yeah.
That looks really cool.
Really cool.
All right. So people are still adding their circles. That is totally okay. But in a second, I'm going to use, I have a dropper, a little eyedropper thing here. I'm gonna use that. You can use a small spoon, or if you have a little spritz bottle, that works too. And I'm gonna try to add water to the center of my circle really slowly. Anyone have any predictions about what's gonna happen if I add water to my circle?
Nippon, what do you think?
I think that the water, if you put it to the middle of the circle, it'll like spread across the circle and go and spread out the washable markers.
Huh. I think that's a really cool prediction. Should we see if that works?
Now,
Yeah.
Trey and Corinne think that it might change the colors to put
Ooh.
the water there.
So we have some slightly different ideas, but they could overlap. It could do both. All right. So I'm gonna see if I can tilt my camera. That's not really helping too much. So I will do my best from here. And like I said, I'm gonna try to add water slowly right in the middle. It's a little easier with my dropper, but if you have a spoon, you can use a really small spoon. I'm gonna start adding water and we'll see what happens. I might need to get some more water. My circle is kind of further apart than I probably want it to be. We're gonna keep adding water to the middle. It's starting to hit.
All right, Bonnie, look at yours. Is one color spreading more than the other? What's happening on yours? You want to share with us?
It's getting a little blurry.
It's getting blurry, huh?
Huh?
So let's see. Mine, I'm gonna try to rest this. I'll lift mine up. What happened to my design? Does anyone notice something?
Do the colors look the same as they did when Peter drew them down there? I see some heads shaking. So what happened to that green? Yeah, Jerome, what do you see?
Oh,
Ooh, look at yours.
that's awesome. So the green changed to blue. Yeah, it's still sort of green at the bottom, close to the center of the circle, right? And then it's spread out to blue. What happened to the red? Did it change? What do we think?
Some heads shaking. It looks like we think the red is all the same.
So Nippon told us earlier that secondary colors like green are made when you mix two colors, two primary colors. So when we added the water to the center of that circle, it did spread the ink out, but it also separated the primary or the secondary colors into their primary colors. So we got a little bit of yellow in there, and then we got some blue, and it spread them out. So we could figure out what colors make up our green marker. Did anyone else have a cool design that they ended up with?
Yeah, Nippon, can we see yours?
Hold it up to the camera.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh yeah, you can see so you used orange, it looks like, and you can see your orange is kind of separating too.
And I also used blue.
Nice.
Now I saw Dexter, you were holding yours up. Do you want to show it to us again and tell us about it?
What colors did you use, Dexter?
Use red and yellow.
Red and yellow. So you chose two primaries. Did they end up sort of separating out the way my green did? Or did they stay the same color?
Well, some did stay the same as red and yellow, but some did mix to turn orange.
Cool. Oh, so rather than separating, they mixed. That's really cool. I like that combination. Should we try another one? Okay. Are you ready for sort of a tricky one? I'm going to have us do something a little silly now. So I had said earlier that we should not use our black marker. How do you think they make black markers? How do you think they make it that color? Anyone have any guesses? Ani, what do you think?
I'm mixing a bunch of different colors.
That's right. They mix a whole bunch of different colors. And what's really cool is I have Crazy Art. That's my brand of marker. but I'm betting you all have slightly different brands and makers of markers. We have some Silly Scents. Those are some fun names. So different companies use different pigments, those are the colors, to make black markers. So we're gonna figure out each of our markers, how they made it. So to do that, I'm gonna tilt it back down. I can do the same thing if I want to, making a circle of black dots. And I'm just gonna do the black marker because I want to see how this one works. And then just like before, I'm using my dropper, but you can use whatever instrument you have. Nippon, do you have a question?
Black is sort of a primary color because black and white make gray.
Yeah, it's sort of a primary color. The cool thing about these black markers, though, is that they're made up of other colors, unlike maybe our blue marker, which is just made of blue. But let's see. I'm going to start adding some water to the center of my circle of black dots, and we'll see what happens. Ani told us that they make the color black with a whole bunch of different pigments.
Ooh, and Ani's already ahead of you, Peter. She's showing off her design. That's very cool. So what different colors do you see in there, Ani? Is it all black?
Blue and a little bit of light purple.
Oh, all right.
That's pretty cool.
Has anybody else done their black yet? Is anyone seeing a different combination of colors?
Yes.
Say which one.
So
Mine did change a bit.
yours
Not
in
one
the
same.
room? What black marker did you use? Can you hold it up to the camera?
My dad said I should, but I don't think it works.
Which marker did you use, Jerome? Was it like a permanent? Ooh, so that might be part of it. Sometimes those expo markers, the dry erase ones, maybe they don't mix as well with water. That's a really
Fail. Definitely a fail.
That's all right. It's not really a failure. That is a cool experiment to figure out. Now you know you got different results. You can sort of rule that out, and you can try a different marker if you have one.
Oh no. Oh man. I just got another one wet, which I was gonna test. Oh.
That's okay. So it's sort of funny that I'm doing this activity because, to tell you a secret, I don't see my colors very well. I'm kind of colorblind, so I need some help from all of you. Can you tell me which colors I ended up getting? I know I see blue. Can I get any other colors from mine? Dexter, what do you see?
It's also got red and a bit of yellow.
Yellow, and you say gray or green? I didn't quite hear.
Yellow.
Okay.
Yellow and red.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, wow. So my my black marker had a lot of colors in it. Did anyone else get different colors from their black marker? I know Jerome had some issues with his. Do you think we could use this test to figure out which marker was used if I gave you a bunch of dots made by different markers? Could we do some testing to determine this?
Yeah,
that could be really cool.
What if we put the black marker that Peter used and the black marker that Ani used and the black marker that Jerome used all in a row? Do you think we could tell which one was which based on the patterns of ink? Did they all look the same?
They didn't look the same, yeah. So this could be a cool thing you could try. If you have a bunch of different markers that are all the same type, you could try to do a lineup of them almost and see if you can get your grown-ups to guess. They can do some math, or not math, but they can do some experiments with chemistry to figure out which black marker gave you the design. Awesome. Should we use the time to make some more fun designs?
I think so.
I'm gonna try, you could keep doing the circle. I think the circle works well, but maybe rather than, ooh, Ani's looks really cool. I like that. Maybe rather than doing a nice even circle of dots, maybe I'll try a different design. And you can all try your own designs and we can see how they work. Let's see.
Looks like Dexter's drawing some cool designs there. I'm curious to see how that works with the water. I might make something, like you could even draw a picture and see how that might change. Like I might do something, maybe I could make something that looks like a flower.
That could be really cool.
Fun.
Yeah, I added my circle of dots, and then I'm adding a line circle of purple right in the middle. I have no idea what this is going to do. It might end up being a mess, but I'm excited to see. And then maybe I just have all these different choices. I'm going to add a line of yellow in between my dots. I'm just sort of making this up as I go along.
Dexter, it looks like you have a whole lot of pigment on there. You got a whole bunch of marker on there. What's that? Is it doing anything when you add the water?
Kind of. It
Kind
has
of?
a bit.
Ah.
Last time when I did the dots, it had blue and red.
Uh-huh.
And the dots with black, but it's really just staying as like a red and bluish on this one.
Okay, so it's all staying kind of mixed together, the red and blue.
So this is what I ended up with. Should we see what happens?
Yeah, let's try Peter.
I'm going to add my water right to that green dot right in the middle. It might end up being a total mess, but we're going to find out. Need some more water. I really like how the water sort of gets soaked up and pulled across my paper towel.
Purple's kind of eating everything else, huh?
Yeah, maybe putting that dark purple right in the middle was not a good idea, but it's actually, I think this is turning out really cool looking. Even if I couldn't have told you, I definitely could not have predicted this. What do you think? I really like this. It sort of looks like a geode or a crystal to me a little bit. I think that's a fun design. Did anyone else start with a different type of drawing and get something cool? I would love to see what you're all making.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's hard at work.
That's all right. As I've been holding this up, you can see the water's dripping down and stretching my circle out. Nippon, do you want to share yours?
Yes, I'm just starting to put a little water on.
Oh, you made a lot of dots. Yeah.
That's really cool.
I didn't just make a circle, I made a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing that I found is that when I unfold this napkin, there's
Cool.
Ah, so you get more designs all over.
I like that.
Ani, you were showing yours. What does yours look like? What did you do for your design? Ooh, that's very...
I made a different shape.
Yeah.
I made a rectangle, and then when I put water in the middle, it turned into a circle, like with stripes on the end.
Oh.
Ooh, that is very cool.
I like that. I might try a different shape.
Jerome, what have you got? I saw you holding yours up. Oh, you're muted, Jerome. Yours
This is
like
the first one. This is the first.
That's the very first one you did? That looks really cool when you unfold it. To me, it looks like a face when it's unfolded like that.
I like that idea, Elizabeth. I'm going to try drawing a smiley face, and we'll see how crazy it gets when I...
Looks like Leo has a cool design. Are you ready to add some water to it, Leo?
Oh my gosh, I'm ripping it, I'm ripping it, I'm ripping it. Oh no.
That is the issue with the paper towels. They do end up getting kind of fragile when they get soaked with water.
I'm going to try adding water to my smiley face. I only used green, but I bet it's going to end up looking pretty crazy. I think I added my water too quickly for this. I was used to the paper towel and the coffee filter. It didn't really do anything fun. That's okay. I added water too quickly. Who else has tried a fun design? I've seen a lot of crazy ones being drawn right now.
Ooh,
Fun,
I
that
like
looks
that one,
cool.
Ani.
I'm just drawing a design now. I think keeping it in a circle sort of makes sense because that's the way the water spreads out. But maybe,
But if you make something that's not a circle and then the water spreads out in a circle, that can make a cool design too.
yeah, I
think
think
that
that's
was
what Ani did, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna add my water much slower this time because I've learned my lesson.
Peter, yours kind of looks like fireworks to me.
Yeah, I didn't intend that, but it did sort of fit like that. I think my design work a little bit better for me on the paper towel in the end rather than the coffee filter, which is not what I expected. I thought the coffee filter would be really good for this. It still works. It's sort of hard to see though. So you can always experiment with different types of paper or different types of markers. You might even try with different types of liquid. I don't even know, but you'd probably want it to be clear so that it didn't, like you wouldn't want to use juice or something that turns your paper a different color because that would sort of ruin the whole thing, huh? Awesome. Well, if you make some more of these that you think are really cool, I would love to see them. You can have your grown-ups help you post it on our Facebook page. You can comment on today's activity with a photo. We'd love to see what you come up with. It would be really cool, especially if you took a picture before you added water and after, so we could sort of see what effect happened. Tomorrow, we are going to do what we said we'd do today before we got tricky. We're going to do the animal room bingo. So for that, you can use the same bingo cards that you printed out for today. And if you haven't already, you can get those in time for tomorrow. And those are already on our Facebook page. Deepan, did you have a comment or something you want to share?
Can I share one more before and after water?
Sure.
We're doing animal bingo tomorrow.
We are.
I'm in rainbow, and this is what it looks like before water.
Whoa, that's gonna
And
be
then
great.
and now I'm gonna open it to find 4 rainbows.
Whoa.
And
And
we
now
like
water.
powerful chemistry.
Wow, Leo, yours turned out really cool. I like that design. Yeah.
That's really pretty.
So yeah, we hope you can all join us tomorrow for Animal Room Bingo. I saw Trey already had the bingo sheet printed out, so that's awesome. He's already ready to go. And then we will have another activity on Friday as well. But then starting next week, we are going to be kind of doing fewer of these Zoom activities because a lot of people are doing other summer activities. So we're going to be doing our Zoom activities every Tuesday morning. All right, so it won't be every morning, every day during the week, but there will be an activity every Tuesday morning all through the summer.
The nice thing is, if you feel like you're missing us and not getting to do cool activities in the morning, and you can't join us in person, all of our old Zoom activities are up on our YouTube channel. So if you find the Science Center YouTube channel, you'll get to see all the recorded videos we make of these, so you can always do a different cool activity that maybe you missed. All right. Well, Nippon, are you still adding water? Should we take a look at your rainbow before we sign off? Let's take a look. Oh.
Water in the middle, and I added now I added a little water to the pink. Now
That looks cool, Nippon.
We'll send you guys a picture when I've finished putting the water on.
That's awesome. I'd love to see that picture. Ani, do you have something to share?
That's really cool, Ani. I love that.
Very fun.
All right.
How
Well,
many
thank
did?
you all. Oh, what was it? Oh, you made a lot of these. That is awesome. Those would be really cool. You can probably hang them up somewhere or use them to decorate a space. That's really fun. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us again today, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye.